This is Fang Yu, and you should not mess with her. Even though her career is still in the beginning, this girl is an undefeated MMA champion with a huge fan base. Her latest victory made her even more of a celebrity. Not that she cares, actually. All that she wants is to keep fighting, but might not be possible for very long. On top of being such a celebrated fighter, Fang Yu is also the heir of a huge Chinese conglomerate. The current CEO is her grandpa, Fang Shu. The grumpy old man hates all that martial arts stuff and now regrets having let it get this far. He fully expects his granddaughter to take over the business soon, which means she should be learning about that and preparing to become his clone, instead of pursuing her own dreams. You know, like a human being or something like that. Speaking of family problems, let's meet someone with very different ones. This is Ming Tian, a college dropout who looks after his younger siblings. These two little devils are still in middle school. They don't remember much about their mother, but Ming Tian does. She left them a long time ago and never came back, which is still very painful for him. When their dad passed away, Ming Tian had to interrupt his own education to raise the other two. His little brother is Ming Lang, a huge MMA fan. He worships Fang Yu and even calls her the queen. Ming Tian pays little attention to that stuff because he has no time. Working as a delivery man to feed the whole family, he spends the nights applying for scholarships. Today he has a particularly hard task. The customer wants his meal to be there in 15 minutes, but he lives 20 minutes away from the restaurant. That's actually no problem for Ming Tian. He grew up in this neighborhood and knows it like the back of his hand. Not needing to check the map on his phone all the time, he easily beats the estimated time. When he's about to reach the customer's address, he sees a street vendor in trouble. It's an old lady going down a steep ramp, and she's about to lose control of the large cart. Fruit is falling off all over, and the poor woman can't decide if she should hang on to the cart or chase those runaway tomatoes. Ming Tian stops to help, but the cart has already slipped from her hand. That's when the incredible Fang Yu arrives, showing off her skills even against a mere fruit cart. She makes it stop with a perfect kick, but her intervention is disastrous anyway. Now the cart is broken and all the fruit is ruined, which is exactly what Ming Tian and the old lady were trying to avoid. The girl gives money to the old lady so she can buy a new cart and replace the fruit, but refuses to apologize. Ming Tian scoffs at her attitude and resumes his now late delivery, ignoring him. Fang Yu also gets back on her way until she gets to the martial arts academy. She wants to have a word with the instructor, who always has some wise advice for difficult situations. Sharing her dilemma between her passion and her family's expectations, she demands an answer from her master. The man says he can't make that choice for her. She gets annoyed but understands. While they're talking, Ming Tian arrives there with the master's food. He exchanges a defiant look with Fang Yu, but leaves in silence. On his way back to the restaurant, the boy finally gets some good news. It's an email from Zhengzhou University with a very generous offer. It seems like a prestigious institution, but Ming Tian doesn't know much about it. Also, it's in a different state, so he fears that the change won't be easy for the kids. Without a martial arts teacher to pester, he takes a coin to the wisdom fountain. Right across from him is Fang Yu, but they can't see each other. Both have a decision to make and the stakes are very high. They don't know it yet, but this is the moment where their fates intertwine, as they end up catching each other's coin. Now the wisdom fountain has spoken. Ming Tian must accept the scholarship, while Fang Yu is meant to be a fighter, even if that means fighting the powers that be. Ming Tian's boss is very nice to him. The man is sad to lose such a hard-working employee, but he's not angry. He even helps Ming Tian land a new job near the university and pays him a bonus to help with the moving process. Ming Tian is very grateful for all his help. About 2 weeks later, the Mings arrive at their new home. It's not in a very good area of the city because they can't afford that. But the kids don't seem to care at all. They are excited to have a new home and kind of see it as an adventure. Ming Tian lets their joy infect him and forgets about all the hardships in his life for a moment. He joins the little ones in their effort to make the new place a cozy home. Putting up an old picture, he thinks about his late father. He used to be a martial arts instructor, which explains why his little brother loves it so much. Ming Tian used to train himself but dropped it a long time ago. Part of the reason was the lack of time, having to raise his siblings now, but it also had something to do with all that bottled up grief. On their first day, Ming Tian takes the siblings to their school before visiting his new workplace. He will be delivering meals for a fried chicken restaurant chain. The job won't be so easy in a new area, but he takes on the challenge with a smile. Arriving at Zhengzi, he's surprised to see so many girls. Maybe he'll even find himself a nice study partner, right? Well, that initial optimism slowly makes way for concern as he keeps walking into campus and sees nothing but more girls. Finally, that concern turns into complete horror at the realization that he is the only male student in the entire institution. That's why he had never applied to Zhengzi before. He couldn't. The school was strictly female until last year. That's when tomboy Cheng Yanan skates into campus and Ming Tian thinks he found another boy. He begins to say what a relief it is to have at least one male classmate. Comically placing a pink bow in her hair, Cheng Yanan explains his mistake. Ming Tian is speechless in embarrassment and tries to apologize, but she's already skating away. Meanwhile, at the dean's office, Shou Zhang is venting to one of his teachers. The all-female policy was lifted so that Zhengzi University could be expanded. That's why such absurd scholarships were granted to several male students, but only 10 actually applied. 9 of them ran away after their visit, for obvious reasons. Too poor to travel back and forth, Ming Tian was none the wiser, becoming the only one to enroll. Shou Zhang tells the teacher to give that boy anything he wants. They must do everything in their power to keep him in the university. Outside, we see that they probably should have started by escorting him into the classroom. The girls are going crazy about the handsome new student. They try everything to get his attention, but the competition is so massive that it's not long before they're fighting. It looks like he's not allowed to have a say in his own romantic life, and all this is happening during his few first minutes in college. Using an old trick to run from his new fans, Ming Tian bumps into a familiar face. Fang Yu studies here too. She is not as happy to meet him as the other girls, and she doesn't seem to have improved much in terms of social skills. When a part of her jacket accidentally hurts the boy, she promptly hands in some cash for a band-aid. Ming Tian can't believe his ears and refuses to take her money, demanding an apology. But Fang Yu was raised by CEOs. All she can do is to explain to the poor peasant that money is always better than just words. Losing his temper, Ming Tian calls her a freak. Taking Fang Yu's point of view, we now learn that things are not exactly what they seem, including the incident from 2 weeks ago. There was a little girl crossing the street when the cart came violently tumbling towards her. Fang Yu wasn't even trying to help the vendor. She was saving the little girl. Of course it would help to say something, but once again, she decides to part ways in silence. Ming Tian manages to enter a classroom with great effort, but the teacher struggles for the girl's attention. They only have eyes for him, and that's making him more and more uncomfortable. At the gym, we see the only 2 girls who are not Tianettes. One of them is Fang Yu, of course, and the other one is Cheng Yanan. It turns out that they are best friends, brought together by their shared love for combat sports. It really takes a best friend to notice that something is wrong with Fang Yu, considering that she keeps that resting queen face at all times. But she does open up about Ming Tian. His comments hurt her much more than she expected. Being called a freak triggered other painful memories. Going back further in time, we see her parents wanted a boy. They were so disappointed when she was born that they decided to ignore her default gender and simply raised her as a boy. When she got a baby brother a few years later, these efforts were dropped. She was free to be a girl, which is what she wanted, but in some ways, it was too late. Everyone in school already knew her as a boy. She felt like a freak for many years, and part of her still does. That night, Ming Lang has such a vivid dream that he begins to punch the air all of a sudden. Ming Tian can't help but laugh at the little boxer. But then he remembers he has an idol, that MMA fighter everyone is talking about. It dawns on him that she is that rude girl from before. That's how she kicked the cart out of the way so effectively. Thinking about her, he now regrets the harsh words. He still thinks she is wrong to put money above all things, but he shouldn't have called her a freak. That was because of her eyes, actually. They remind him of his mother, and when he tends to lose his temper when he thinks about her. Ming Tian's second day is not any better than the first. It's getting obvious that he'll never be able to learn anything when all the eyes are on him all the time. Xiao Zheng almost has a heart attack when he comes to the office and requests to be transferred. The dean tries to reason with the boy, talking about the school's internationally recognized excellence in sports, and making sure to mention that a different college will probably offer a much worse deal, financially speaking. The boy decides to give it another shot. He goes around the campus trying to choose a sport to be his extracurricular activity. When he gets to the boxing club, Fang Yu and Cheng Yanan are training together. He gets totally bewitched by the beauty of her movements for a moment, but regains his self-control and turns around. If the goal is to avoid distractions, this is clearly not the place for him. But by now, the other students have noticed that Ming Tian is analyzing the clubs to pick one. More chaos ensues as they begin to fight for him. Tired of all this, he simply picks the one with less people enrolled and ends up in the swimming club. He's already inside the pool and surrounded by fish when a teacher comes to inform him that this club no longer exists. The girls have no interest in swimming. They only like to fight. Fed up with this nonsense, the boy goes directly to the dean's office. He wants to be transferred right away. Xiao Zheng begs him to reconsider his decision. He says there's even a male restroom under construction just for him. Obviously, that makes zero difference, and the boy is still determined to leave. So the dean gives him a form to fill and indicates where he should file it. That's when the situation starts to get even crazier. Between Ming Tian and the filing box where he must put that form is a group of female warriors. They are from the very first class to graduate from Zhengzi and have vowed to protect the institution. The dean had called upon them to stop the boy from leaving. Beating a young and untrained little boy is a piece of cake for these ladies, and soon we see Ming Tian back to square one. The dean refuses to let him go but decides to make another offer. Ming Tian will be able to pay back his student loans over the period of 30 years with no interest. Given the already extraordinary terms of the original offer, this would pretty much mean studying for free. As a teenage boy with the responsibilities of a single parent, Ming Tian is forced to ask for some time to think about that. And what better way to collect your thoughts than a relaxing shower? Well, maybe at a resort. But at Zhengzi, the only working showers are in the women's bathroom. Ming Tian tries to use it when no one is there to bother him. But guess which antisocial fighter had the same idea? Bingo! It's Fang Yu. And she might be the heiress of impressive wealth, but right now, a towel is all she has to her name. For the first time since we met her, she looks thrown off balance and a bit self-conscious. To make things worse, Cheng Yanan comes in during the awkward encounter and quickly draws a few conclusions of her own. Now she understands why her friend was so shaken by this boy's opinion earlier. Dismissing her jokes, Fang Yu leaves with her, and they go to an ice cream shop. Still a little troubled by the unexpected vision he just had, Ming Tian tries to get back to his day, as if nothing happened. He gets the bike to go back to the restaurant and pick up the first delivery, but he doesn't get very far. Once again, he is compelled to help someone who looks helpless. This time is a little boy who is clearly getting bullied by a group of much older guys. Ming Tian intervenes, and the kid takes the chance to run. But now the bullies are angry, and they need to take it out on someone. Ming Tian is outnumbered, late for work, and worried about what these thugs might do to that bike, which belongs to his new boss. This altercation is happening half a block away from the ice cream parlor, where Fang Yu and Cheng Yanan have just run into the Taekwondo club. Believe it or not, the girls are now arguing about flavors and who's gonna get the first scoop. We can see that what was once a peaceful community of college girls has been turned upside down by a single boy's arrival. But that's when the girls hear people shouting and come out to see what's going on. There's no need to explain it to them. One look at the scene and they can tell that Ming Tian is in danger. Now remember that these are the Zhengzi girls. They're the best fighters in the state, and they can take it from here. Thank you very much. After beating the living Buddha out of those guys, the girls check on their precious boy. The competitive drive is gone now, and it was replaced by a true fondness. Extremely grateful for their help, Ming Tian points this out. It's so much better when they all work as a team and focus on a common goal, instead of pulling each other's hair all the time. The girls promise that they'll focus on their friendship from now on. Relieved to hear that, Ming Tian goes back to that dreadful office, but this time with good news for the dean. He has finally decided to stay. And this is the end. This was a recap of the 2018 series Sweet Combat by Guace Media, starring Lu Han and Guan Xiaotong. So, which character is the most likable? What do you think Fang Yu should do about the family dilemma? And what would you do if you were in Ming Tian's situation? Let us know in the comments below with #CinemaRecap. Until next time.